Yes, like if you, Jake Kilgore, could be in the Olympics, what would you?
It'd be really hard not to be like, I would want to play on Team USA's basketball team.
I would pick the 4x400. It's so intense for me.
Would you allow me to be one of the legs?
Sure.
We could do it together.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the next aid station. I'm your host, Jake Kilgore. Mick Garrison also here co-hosting. Mick, you have a coffee. I have a rock star.
Do cool shit.
Sip, sip. Welcome back. This has been a cool week. So many great things to talk about. We got a little recap on the Bigfoot 200. What a mess, I'm just going to say.
That's rough.
That is a rough, if you're a race director, if you're a runner, if you like to follow the sport.
Crewing won.
Crewing definitely won.
Yeah, they won.
Crewing won. You know who also won? Anyone who flagged that course, they won.
Yeah, they won.
Aid station captains, they won.
All those people out hunting to remove the course markings, they're like, what's going on?
Yep.
Where's all our prizes?
Yep. So let's give a quick recap on last week. We had the Olympics just finished. We'll chat a little bit of Olympics, a little bit of Bigfoot. And then today is Leadville 100 week and also White Pine 50, a local Utah 50 miler. So Bigfoot 200, we were dead set on Harry Subertis, and our boy fought the back half of that race. Missed the podium by like a minute and a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We picked Ashley to win it. She took second, also fighting. But just like 3 days before the race went, right after we shot our podcast, we find out that the race is 25 miles long. That's something.
Just like running around a track.
It was like, so I pulled up the tracker to watch, the live tracking. And it was just
they're just all on top of each other.
Yeah, it was just a straight line with a bunch of flags. And I'm like, zooming in, I'm like, yeah, there's 200 runners or 250 runners.
They're like, you're off track.
I'm like, no, I'm on trail. I don't know what direction. But for those of you listening or unfamiliar, the Bigfoot 200 is supposed to be about 208 miles and 45,000 feet of climbing in a point to point 200 miler in the Cascade Mountains of Washington. This was a point to point.
To point. To point.
To point.
To point. To point. To point.
Yes, it was. It was 25 miles of unique trail out and back.
I think that it demolished the climbing because of the winning time. It's like 39 hours or something.
Yeah, 44.
Oh, I thought it was like under 40 for some reason.
But still, that's not that is not the Bigfoot 200.
So yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense, right? Like it just took out so much climbing, and I'm like, well, is that why Harry didn't win this?
Maybe. Could have been his heel. He had a little injury.
He had some lung issues coming out of Tahoe.
Due to the fires, they were limited on their course. Not their fault. It is what it is. Like, as a race director, that just happens. And you got to deal with it. You got 250 runners who've trained, paid. They probably got rental cars and crew and Airbnbs and all this stuff. So the race is happening. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. A bunch of runners were like, nah, I'm not doing it. I luckily, just out of pure luck, bailed a month ago. But I am saying, if I found out that the course changed to a point to point to point to point to point to point, and I was committed, I probably would have gone and done it. Just because I put in all the work. But dude, 4 out and backs?
Yeah.
That's hard. Mentally very hard.
How often when you're running do you actually look beyond 5 feet in front of you on the ground?
Only if you're up high, right? Like if you're up on a crest or like a cool view, you're kind of checking it all out. Other than that, yeah, you're right here. 5, 10 feet.
I think that you probably take in more than I'm alluding to, but
so
you run at night, then you run in the day, so that's a different experience. I'm just trying to justify. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay, so we talked last week about etiquette and things that must go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're running the Bigfoot 200 this year, and you got 4 out and backs, but we'll call it 8. At what point do you have to stop saying "good job, to the runner passing you? Hey, good luck. Hey, good job. Hey, good job.
Hi again. Hi again. Wow, and there's like 350 people.
I think 250-ish.
Oh yeah.
At what point is it like, nah? Like when it gets to nighttime?
Good job.
Yeah, I guarantee everyone said it the first time out. So everyone goes out, boom, hits mile roughly 25. The leaders start coming back. Everyone. Hey, good job. Yeah, good job. Hey.
Are the leaders twice as fast as the back of the pack?
Yeah.
Are they more than they're about?
Probably more than, because if they're going to finish it in 40. I mean, this was 44 hours, but the time limit was 107, I think.
I wonder how that works mentally. You're just like, there's Harry again.
I'll tell you how it works mentally.
Oh,
When I did the Hurt 100, one of the factors into me just wussing out and DNFing that race, the leaders were coming up this hill and I was going down. And somehow in my head, I'm like, oh, I can't believe they're on lap 5. I just can't even believe it. I'm on 3. I'm just barely going to finish 3. It wasn't until the next morning after I DNF'd, went home, showered, slept, woke up, and saw their finishing time. And I was like, oh, they were only on lap 4. So like in my head, I was like, I'm never going to finish. They're so far ahead of me. But I was on lap 4. They were on 4. I was on 3. So yeah, it gets in your head for sure. At least it did mine.
he's like, I'm at 100 miles and they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you just see them, it's just a reminder all the time.
Whoa.
All the time. God, you're fast.
Every time. 8 times?
Yeah.
7 times you see them?
On the last one, it's like, eat shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At what point do you stop saying, good job?
I'm
giving them 1. I'm giving them 1 good job.
When I'm climbing a hill in a race and I'm in a pain cave, I don't want to talk to people.
Nope.
I see plenty of people do. Trust me, because they're talking to me.
And they're talking at you.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm sure you're a nice guy. I'm sure New Hampshire's lovely. I don't care. I don't care.
They're talking about New Hampshire.
This is where they're from.
They just offered it up.
Like,
You didn't
I'm in
even
hell.
ask, hey, where are you from?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it's Mick, huh? I see it on your bib 426. Hey, I'm Jim from New Hampshire. Okay. So the Bigfoot, that was tough. Really tough. But congrats to those that grinded that out. Due to all the fires around, I guess the air quality was like 2021 I'm tough.
Oh, great.
2020. Yeah, like just gnarly, super gnarly, like really high air quality index. AQI was like, I don't know, 170 or 180 or something.
That's not quite. I'm tough.
What was I'm tough? 250.
203.
It was.
I don't know. I thought it was.
Well, it was something hazy. All that haze in the sunset, sunrise, like you can just see it, feel it. Over 100 miles, I guess, but 200, I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're out there for 50, 60, 70 hours just smoking. packs of cigarettes.
Hell yeah.
I would have crushed it.
I'm in.
Did you say packs of cigarettes? Okay. So we've experienced the last 2 weeks of the 2024 Paris Olympics. How much of the Olympics did you watch?
Way more than I thought.
I watched way more than I thought I was.
You want to know what I did? I got a subscription to Peacock because of it.
So did I. I'm $8 deep.
Yeah, still with commercials.
And I paid $8.
Yeah, what? No.
So yeah, this was an expensive month.
Okay.
I paid the monthly Strava subscription finally.
Yep.
I just sacked up and I was like, I'm paying. And I added Peacock.
And DC Peaks paid for all trails. Yeah.
We better pick up
3
another day job.
subscriptions. Yeah, bro. We need a runner. We need a runner to sign up.
Someone sign up immediately.
right now.
I cannot afford all these subscriptions. Okay, dude, did you watch Kenan Thompson and...
You told me twice.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, quick shout out to Kevin Hart and Kenan Thompson. If anyone is listening, these dudes were so funny. We'd watch the Olympics for an hour or two, and then it was like, hey, Bree and I are like, let's check and see if there's a new episode. If we'd be rolling, dude, for an hour.
Can I still watch it?
Yes.
Because I still got the Olympic spirit going on.
Well, if you have the Olympic spirit going on, how about today's draft? We go with the top, most memorable moments from the Olympics 2024.
I love it.
Can be whatever you want.
Okay.
Anything Olympics in Paris.
Okay.
I have the first pick.
Okay. What was last time?
Last time was things that must go.
Okay. You are correct. You have the first pick.
First pick of this year's Paris 2024. Things to remember. The Olympics.
I'll take it if you don't.
Number one pick is no-brainer. This perhaps the greatest moment in USA basketball history. Steph Curry drops 4 straight threes in less than 3 minutes. Bang, 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 ball game.
It was amazing.
Oui. Sends the French home. Steph, that was unreal.
They retreat.
Bro, Tyson and I, my son, who's 11, we were going nuts. Like jumping up and down, screaming at the TV. Most amazing moment in USA basketball history.
Well, it carried on from the semifinals.
Yep.
He did the same thing.
Yep.
Not exactly, but it was a way closer game. Very intense. That was really impressive.
Dude, they're down 17 points in the third quarter in the semifinals. Come back and win. I thought it was over. I was like, they're done. There's no way. They held Serbia to 0 3-pointers in the fourth. And then Steph hits 9 threes in the game. In the finals, though, he hits 8 threes. I mean, it was just, that moment was, I'll never forget it. Watching it with Ty, that was freaking rad.
It was really cool. I would have taken that if you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think you would take this one, but I have watched the video 50 times. If you have not seen the video, you must go watch this. The Irish rugby player that lifted her teammate up into the air by her shorts to catch the ball. Have you seen this?
Rugby?
Yeah.
No.
And she goes flying back. She saves her, and how she catches her, and the strength to bring her back up, and they caught the ball. It was viral. It was all over the internet. I have watched it so many times. I'm sad that you can't see it right now. If you have not seen this, go watch it. Irish rugby player lifts up and catches her teammate.
Okay.
It's wild.
Okay, awesome. I thought for sure you were going to take my next pick when you said you watched it 50 times, because I know you watched this moment in the 2024 Paris Games 50 times.
Okay.
the French pole vaulter's junk
yeah.
knocking off the pole.
Yeah.
I know you watched that 50 times. Just gong, and it
was just once on pause. It's like
I watched it on my screensaver.
I just watched a boomerang for an hour. It's fine. Yes. Dude, I wouldn't even be mad if I were him.
Oh, I don't know why they didn't award him the gold medal immediately. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think
they awarded him the eggplant?
They're like,
trophy.
Bro, why are you jumping? Why are you hitting the pole vault with a squash in your shorts?
Why don't you just use your own pole?
So that's my second pick.
Yeah, that's good. That was viral too.
Yes.
That's funny. Okay, number 2 for me, Noah Lyles winning the men's 100-meter dash. Okay, did you see this?
Yes.
Photo finish.
Yes.
Okay, bro. The fourth he won by 0.005 seconds. The fourth place person was like, I got it down here somewhere. He was like a 1/10 of a second behind him.
Yeah, first to fourth.
He was a 1/10 of a second behind him and didn't podium. Photo finish. And I like track and field.
That was fun.
That was wild.
5,000th of a second.
Yeah. The other dude thought he won.
Yeah. They were all 4 of them were just like staring
Jamaican
at the
dude.
screen waiting for it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Fastest. Do you get to be fastest man on earth? That's a great discussion. Fastest man on earth is determined by who wins the 100-meter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because it's top speed.
Yeah. But is that fastest man or is it top speed man on earth?
That's the fastest man.
Okay. Well, if that's the fastest man, then my third pick has got something to say about it.
Okay.
Because Cole Hawker winning the 1,500 meter was unfreaking real. He ran basically a mile. We'll call it 100 meters short of a mile. At the 1,500 meter, he beats Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr, they're supposed to win it. That's the big rivalry. And he comes from behind and beats him, takes the lead. That was such a cool race. So fastest man on, I don't know, dude. I like to say the fastest man's got to go farther than 100 meters. So he can have top speed man on earth.
Okay.
But fastest man, a mile seems like a great distance to say you're the fastest man on earth.
But they're faster than him, than Noah.
In a mile, yep.
But it's like who's the best football player ever?
Right.
There's so many different
positions.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know you'd take Jerry Rice, so I'd probably agree with you.
I would.
Just for the record, I know you'd pick Jerry Rice.
I would.
That's funny. That's fun.
That's my dog. Okay, are we on number 3? Is it my turn?
Yep.
If you didn't watch this, I'm going to be disappointed. Did you watch the women's 4x400?
Yes.
I have never, ever seen anything like that. The Americans were... Did you see how far ahead they were?
Like a lap?
Dude, I was like, has this ever happened? Well, they won the Olympic record. But I don't know. So it was for sure the fastest, but I don't know if the gap was the record. But it sure seemed like it.
Oh, from first to second gap?
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know.
It was over 4 seconds. Do you know how far you can run sprinting for 4 seconds? They crushed them, dude.
That's cool.
And I think it's my favorite event in
The
all of
4x4?
Olympics. Yes.
The 400 is such an elite distance.
So
hard.
But it's when there's a team aspect to it, it for whatever reason, same thing in swimming, it raises the level of intensity so much because you're competing for yourself, you're competing for your country, but you got your teammates. And I think that if I was competing, it would push me to another level where I would just be like, we got to go. I'm not going to have all of the other 3 people crush this, and then I'm the one that loses it.
Like the men's 4x100 track relay, just blundered.
Ugh.
That was disappointing. That was sad. That was rough. But yeah, I feel you.
It makes me two things that I would like to discuss. We can do it after, but remind me. One, what would you, if you could be an Olympian in one event, what would you pick? And then the second thing I want to talk about is a relay, not Ragnar, but a real race in trail running relay.
Okay.
If we could pull that off.
Hold those thoughts.
Okay.
We'll get through our draft.
Yep.
My fourth pick. Fourth pick of the Paris draft. I am going to stay with track and field. No, I only have 2 more picks?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, no. Fourth pick of the Olympic Games. Just the moment I think that went viral.
Yeah.
The school teacher, gun shooter guy.
Damn.
Where is he from?
Bro.
You have that next?
That's my next guy.
Well, he had his hand in his pocket and he just went crazy.
Yusuf Dikic.
Sure. I'm taking him. That was awesome.
That was my next pick.
I just like it because it went viral and it was like, yep, that was cool.
He won the silver medal, and he just had his non-shooting hand in his shorts.
Yeah, just tucked in his pocket like I
Yeah.
got this. And the U.S. took last, I think, in that event, which became a whole discussion online, at least. So I'm taking him fourth because
That was my fourth pick. That's
he's
weird.
just-
Out of all the picks, that
he's just gangster, and the gangster in me feels like I need to pick him.
okay. I want to come clean on something on my fourth pick.
Okay.
When we drafted the top events, and you took gymnastics, and I'm like, swimming, diving, whatever, right?
Mhm.
I have to come clean right now. I said boxing. I didn't watch the boxing. I certainly didn't watch dudes beat up the women. I didn't watch.
What? You didn't.
You didn't
watch
see
that?
all the controversy
No.
with the biological males fighting as females,
Dudes just
beating the hell out of her. She quits in the first round, and then it turns into a big fight where people are like, no, it was a female.
Oh, yeah, I
Here's
saw
a
that.
picture of her
Yeah, and they
wearing
said
pink.
that she
and
was born a female.
back and forth, right?
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
I
even
saw
care.
that,
I'm not
yeah.
getting into that. But I'm saying I did not watch any boxing,
Mm-hmm.
but I watched gymnastics, and I watched Simone Biles.
You have to watch Simone Biles.
And I watched her become the most winningest ever in gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to pick that with my fourth.
That's awesome.
She doesn't look like a human being when she's doing the floor routine.
Mm-hmm.
And she runs and tumbles and does like these crazy flips. I sound like such an amateur, but she's like the length you could
She's
fit.
like 12 feet high.
It's crazy to me.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh, I better be honest with Jake. I didn't watch any boxing.
I appreciate you coming clean.
And I watched
I forget.
Simone Biles crush.
I forgive
She's
you.
the best ever. And so I'm picking that. The medal that she won to become the most winningest ever, I'll pick that as my fourth.
And she sat out most of the last Olympics with a
Yeah.
mental health thing, which is pretty freaking cool that she did that, came back and wins. And who knows? She's not saying no to 2028.
LA.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is not going to be my draft pick, but it must be mentioned as a big storyline that came out of the Olympics, because I can't pick it as a draft pick because it's not a cool story. Jordan Childs, I don't know if you saw, but she got stripped of her bronze medal.
I watched it live.
Yeah.
Or as live as
5 days later, they took her medal away. Freaking stupid.
There was a few things. There was that other girl that they said stepped out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Is she the one they gave it to?
I don't know. They gave it to the Romanian chick who she was celebrating because she thought she won.
Okay, it's not even her. There was a third chick that should have been third. That they said she stepped out of bounds. She got screwed. That whole thing was a mess.
Yep.
That's why I don't like judges.
Yep. Hey, Olympics, get it right.
Yeah, in swimming, it's just whoever wins.
Just touch the wall. Gymnastics. I am anti as far as like putting my kids. I've had kids in dance and cheer and now watch the Olympics. Not a big fan of sports that are determined by judges.
Yeah.
Like, give me a score and a clock. Go fight it out.
Yeah, fighters, speaking of, fighters say, like, do not leave boxing or MMA. Don't leave it to the judges because you just never know.
Put them away.
Put them away.
Yep. Okay, Simone Biles, your number 4. So my number 5 pick, I really wanted to go with the track and field story that I love so much. But I also really wanted to go with Kevin Hart and Keenan Thompson. But since we already discussed them, they would have been my number 5 pick. They're amazing, but that's not really an Olympic story.
You're going Snoop Dogg.
Snoop was a great story, but no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the U.S. won 40 gold medals, and the women cleaned up 26 of those. So that's my number 5 pick. The U.S. women just representing the world and dominating in rugby, soccer, basketball, track and field, swimming, gymnastics. The U.S. women absolutely represented.
Soccer.
Just freaking crushed everyone. So the world can bow down to the U.S. women.
I like it. Okay, with my number... How fitting. With my number 5 pick, you probably don't know this story. I don't know how I found myself watching almost this entire race.
Okay.
But I did. American cyclist Kristen Faulkner shocked the world, wins gold in this cycling event. Did you watch this?
Nope.
Did you hear about this? Okay. She wasn't supposed to be in this event. She was here for a team event, which they did win gold, barely. Somebody drops out of this other race, and they're like, hey, you want to do it? She wasn't like, I don't think she was like training for it necessarily. Obviously, she's trained for it, but not. It's very specific, and these are the best in the world. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. And then she's like, but I'm just gonna quit in the middle of the race if I'm not in a position to podium, because I'm really here for this other thing, and I'm not blowing up my legs over this secondary thing, right?
She was a table tennis player, but owned a bike.
Yeah. So she goes out and does this race, and I'm watching, and I'm like, okay, let's go, girl. I watched the whole thing, dude, for hours. I mean, it was on, right? And then I really get invested at the end, and she freaking wins it. She wins gold as a backup, like, sure, I'll do it. I'm ready to drop at any moment. And did it.
That's cool.
And won the whole thing. I was like really excited for her.
Speaking of the U.S. women.
That's what I'm saying.
Representing. We picked almost everything women in that top 10. So, yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Well, you
Steph,
picked
Noah Lyles, Cole Hawker. We had
the Johnson.
The Johnson. True. The Johnson.
His name's Richard Johnson. Pole vault.
Yes. Okay. This is a Next Aid Station trail running podcast. That was a lot of Olympics. I hope everyone enjoyed that.
Wait, before you
That
move
was
on
fun.
from Olympics, what would you pick?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What
What would you be in?
what event?
Yes, like if you, Jake Kilgore, could be in the Olympics, what would you?
It'd be really hard not to be like, I would want to play on Team USA's basketball team.
So that's your pick.
That'd be amazing. But
What if you were like Tyrese Halliburton? You just sat the bench.
no. I would say put me in. I would want to run the 3,000 meter steeplechase.
Oh, okay. That's your pick.
I like the athleticism that it takes to run freaking full speed, and you got to jump these hurdles. And if you don't make them, you're going to the hospital. That's kind of cool. Like, jump over that thing because it ain't moving if you hit it. I think that's cool. So yeah, I'd probably go with a 3,000 meter steeplechase just on a whim.
Okay.
A running event. If I was Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. I would pick the 4x4 400. It's so intense for me.
Would you allow me to be one of the legs?
Sure.
We could do it together.
Let's go. I mean, we could have picked badminton teams.
Yep.
But
I did watch some table tennis, and that was insane.
I did too.
Oh my god!
The guy from Norway was like,
just
he
the guy or girl from anywhere. That was insane.
Well, the Chinese dominate.
Yes, they do.
But the Swedes talk some shit.
Some shit.
Schwit.
That's how they say it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Okay. I was just curious what you'd pick.
Yep. Okay. Great. Good topics. Leadville. This is going to be a short topic. Hey, Leadville 100 guys, if you're listening, thanks for not posting everyone who's running in your race.
Cool.
So that's cool. So Leadville 100 is speaking of out and backs, run out 50 miles and run back. It's one of the biggest, draws in the U.S. It's part of the Grand Slam. It's part of a bunch of different cool things. They got a mountain bike race. It's a really cool race. Hard to get into, but I'm out. I'm not going to talk about Leadville because they don't even list their runners. We looked everywhere, far and wide. No entrance runner list. Leadville 100. Why do you do that? Why? It's a lottery. So it's not like someone could just sign up based on a weak field and be like, oh, I can hurry and win this race. It's a lottery, and it's tough to get into. So why don't you tell us who's in your race?
I don't know. Maybe they think people don't care.
Well, now I don't care to follow the Leadville 100.
Okay. So what race are we going to talk about?
So thanks, Leadville. That made it easy. We are going to pick a local race, the White Pine 50. Also this week, the Bear 100 is announcing the Bear Tag. And the White Pine 50 is one of the 5 50-milers to get a Bear Tag.
That comes out today.
Yes,
the
it
day
does.
that this podcast is released.
Yep. Thursday, the 15th of August. So White Pine 50, Buffalo Run 50, Snow Peaks 50, Scout Mountain 50, and the DC Peaks 50.
I've heard of them.
Mm-hmm. Good dudes.
And also the winner of the Bear 100.
Yes. So top male, top female get a Bear Tag from the Bear 100. So I think it's cool. We do White Pine 50. It's this weekend. It's local, and it's part of the Bear Tag. So let's review the White Pine 50.
Yeah, let's do it.
The White Pine 50 is like northern Utah, Logan area.
Yeah.
So it's got part of the Bear 100 in it. So they share some of the same trails there.
And that the trails up there are amazing.
They're some of the best trails in the state.
Yeah, they really are.
Beautiful, beautiful trails. Tons of single track. It's like all single track. I mean, not all of it, but a lot.
Yeah, pretty quickly you leave Logan, you're up there, and you're like, this is some real backcountry running right now.
Yep. So big fan of the White Pine 50. I've never ran it. Obviously, it runs mid-August. It's this weekend. It's going to be warm every year. It's 3 weeks out from Wasatch, 5 to 6 weeks out from the Bear 100. So it's a good little tune-up race if you're in good shape. Could be your race of the year. This is its 5th year running, and they've got 110 runners this year, and 38 females is all, which is probably about what we see. I think a 35-40%.
We'll get that to 50-50 split.
That'd be great.
Yep.
Okay, who do we like on the men's side?
Well, we have a few names that we know. Bro, before you get to the person that we think might win, I'm interested in Brian Fox. Do you know why I'm interested in Brian Fox?
He's got a sly last name.
I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of anyone named Brian. Everybody knows this.
True.
I'm looking at Brian's times, some of his races, and his times remind me of someone I know.
Tall, dark, and handsome. Good looking.
Yeah. So Brian Fox has a 25-hour bear 100. You had like a 24-hour bear 100.
Mm-hmm.
He took 15th place at Tusher's. You took what?
Somewhere around there.
Right around there, right?
Between 10th and 15th, yeah.
His times seem close to yours. Now you're podium guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't put myself on the podium of this race.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm too old.
I disagree with you.
I'm not fast enough.
I disagree with you. And because I disagree with you, and because Brian, the Sly Fox, has times similar to yours, I'm going to say that Brian Fox podiums this race, bro.
The sly Brian Fox quickly jumped over the lazy dog.
Mick Garrison said it first, Brian. Let's go, dog.
Yep. Wow. Okay. Brian Fox, because he reminds you of me.
Yeah, you're podium guy now.
Then
Therefore, so is he.
it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Deductive reasoning.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm riding with you, and
Yeah.
now I'm riding with the Fox.
Let's go, Fox.
Okay, Brian Fox. We like him. We also like Philip Lapointe because he's French. I don't know.
I did take a shot at.
Lapointe?
I said they retreated.
Yeah, you did.
Don't tag or don't put that part as a clip. No, bro. He White Pine second place. I think it's a good pick.
So he took second place last year in this exact race.
He
has a 26-hour Bear 100.
But he's got a 6th place Buffalo Run. So what's the vert? What's the vert in this race?
I don't know.
Jamie,
give us the vert. I'm going to say it's 10,000 just until we get the exact. Let's assume it's 10,000. In 2022, Philip took 4th in White Pine and then followed up with a 2nd in White Pine. I would like to see those times. But given that he has a 26-hour Bear 100 and Brian Fox has a 25-hour Bear 100, does the Fox quickly jump over the lazy dog and barely beat Philip?
bro.
Based off of that?
Based off of that, I'm rolling. Brian Fox.
Okay. Trivia question, off the fly. Who holds the course record of the White Pine 50? Men's.
Okay, can you tell me where he's from?
He's from here, Utah.
Trevor Fuchs.
No.
Jimmy Elam.
You're getting warmer. Who holds the course record of the DC Peaks 50?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Adam Loomis.
Yes. And his time? You're going to die. What is his time of the DC Peaks 50 course record?
7:41.
So his time of the DC Peak, or his time of the Lone Peak, this isn't Lone Peak, his course record of the White Pine 50?
Yeah.
7:47.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Then it's not 10,000 feet.
I don't know.
Is it because
It's
did
also
he
really
stop
hot.
to catch some fish?
Let's talk about that. So Adam Loomis holds the course record. Love that dude. One of the best runners in the state of Utah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
What is this fish snagging you speak of?
Well, apparently, along the route, you can just stop for some, some leisurely fishing, which totally makes sense to me.
In what route?
Yeah. I guess if you stop and catch some fish, that you can win some prize money.
In the White Pine 50.
Yeah.
So the White Pine 50 logo
They should.
is a fish.
Dude,
And it says White Pine 50.
they got to up the game. They should be like the Bear 100, you got to shoot a bear. Shoot a bear.
Just wrestle a bear. You know what you got to do for the DC Peaks 50? What could DCP stand for?
I don't know, Jake. What?
I don't know. This is a family show.
I thought maybe you were going to say, like, you get extra points if you get snowed out or something.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay, so anyway, so you catch some fish, and that's wild to me. You're just running along. You just, can you place...
This looks like a good fishing hole.
It's fly fishing?
Whatever.
You could set the pole there, or you got to carry it?
Whatever you want. I'm running with a spear.
Like instead of poles, you run with a fishing pole?
So their poles convert.
You just run in, stop, tackle box, hit the fish.
Tackle box.
At the aid station, it's like hit a Coke, get a worm.
Yeah. So you get to the aid station and you're like,
Grab a marshmallow.
I'll take a marshmallow, a couple hooks, a worm.
Yeah, give me some line.
Mm-hmm. I'll take 9 feet of line.
Fish, run. That's why. See? That's why his time. That's why Adam Loomis's time is over 7:41.
Because he stopped a few minutes to fish. So the White Pine 50 has this fishing thing. If you're unfamiliar, there's 3 river crossings.
At least they're unique.
3 river crossings and 1 lake.
I'll give him that.
Apparently, if you stop and catch a fish at all 4 spots, you get something cool at the end.
Money.
Do you have to carry the fish with you the rest of the way?
I don't know. Maybe there's no aid station food, and you have to stop and catch a fish to eat it, and that's your fuel.
Do you have to gut the fish and then put it in your pack?
Just take a picture.
There's so many questions.
You have to just take a picture.
Well, I don't trust the picture. I could take the picture the day before.
I don't know. This is very new to me.
Hit it with a course. You put a ribbon on it, one of the course marking ribbons, and then let it go.
Yeah.
So it's marked. Can't catch that one.
That
one's mine.
It's gimmicky. I'm going to be honest.
It's interesting. They love their fishing, I guess. Let them fish, bro.
I am.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to stop and fish.
No. I don't think more than a couple people stop and fish. I can't imagine with 110 runners, 10%, are there more than 11 people that actually take the fishing adventure?
No. Based off of nothing.
But the guy who we like to potentially win this race, or at least podium, big fisherman. He just won Utah's, how do you phrase that?
Angler 50.
He just won the Angler 50. Michael Brahman last weekend won the Bear Gutsman.
Speaking of Trevor Fuchs, isn't he his coach?
He is his coach. Do you think Trevor coaches the fishing too?
For sure. It's a huge part of it.
Trevor, big fisherman.
Oh, yeah.
Fishers of men.
I don't think he eats meat.
Trevor Fuchs, that's really that fisher of men. He's reeling in men and showing them how to run.
Yeah.
Bro, the Bear Gutsman is the oldest trail race in the entire state of Utah. They just had the 51st running of the Bear Gutsman. Did you know? I want to say that was the first trail race I ever did. Did I run the Bear Gutsman before Speed Goat?
No. No. I did it with you.
We did Speed Goat?
And then a week later did Bear Gutsman.
Okay.
And there was a brother.
Oh, true. Because that hurt me bad.
There was like this Davis High brother duo that they like break each other's records.
Yes, they do.
And that happened that year.
And you know his name?
I don't.
Josh Ward. Josh Ward from Davis High was like 18 years old, 17 years old. He broke the course record the year we ran it in 2014-ish, 14 or 15. He broke the course record. His brother was at BYU. Jared Ward later became an Olympian in 2016 for the marathon.
Yeah.
How's that for history?
That's very good.
Yeah, those two brothers, Josh and Jared Ward, some of the fastest dudes to ever come out of Kaysville. Probably the fastest. Kaysville, Utah.
They're really fast. So, do you remember staying with the lead pack for a minute?
Yep.
And we ran on, because you start on the road.
Yep, at the church.
And then you go up and you turn right on East Oaks. Head up to Bear Canyon trailhead. So the first mile or so, you're on just the paved road. Yep. So we stayed with these guys. And then you kind of have to go through a fence line, and then you hit the single track. And I got to the top of that with these lead guys. I don't know why we did that, but we did. And I was like, okay, I'm done. Like and they were like, just getting started.
I remember Josh. I didn't know who he was.
It was nothing for them, dude.
No.
And they were just getting warmed up, and then they just cruised to destroy us.
Yep. They were being coached to like a state title and a national title at Davis High by Corbin Talley. They're on some of Corbin Talley's best ever cross-country teams to ever come out of Utah. And we're running with them for the first mile.
Dumb.
That was dumb.
Yep, but it's fun.
The dude ran through the fence, and he jumped up into the bed of his truck and grabbed a handheld water bottle out of the truck and then took off up the trail. So I DQ'd him.
Ooh.
I ratted him out.
That was I know we're not here to talk about that race, but very interesting because I didn't know much about it. And I'm like, so you just end in the middle of the mountains?
Yeah, that was interesting.
And then good luck. Figure out a way to
Find a ride home.
get out.
Yep.
That's crazy. I would never, ever do that as a race director.
Huh?
It was fun. I had fun. And we just found some dude and jumped in the back of his pickup truck, and he gave us a ride down.
Yep. Nowadays, I would hit that race, recover, eat some watermelon, and then I would just run home. One guy did that year, and I thought he was crazy. And now I'm like, oh, yeah, that actually makes sense. Hit at 11, 12. I don't know. It's like a 14-mile race.
It ends at,
Then run 6 miles down.
If you're familiar with the DC Peaks 50, it ends at our second aid station, Farmington Canyon, the Y. So the race just ends there.
Just right there.
You're like 8 miles up in the mountains.
Yep. Just find a ride home. Yeah. 51 years. You know, a bunch of kids from my neighborhood ran it, and they came over that night and told me all about it. Jake, we ran our first trail race. These kids are 18 years old. It was pretty cool hearing their experience. Like, they loved it, dude. And they just showed up and ran the race and did great and finished. And one dude was dead last.
Oh,
in the whole race.
Let's
yeah,
go.
It was cool. So they were telling me about their whole experience. And you know what I found interesting? There's one aid station at the top, if you recall, at Francis Peak. And they still serve Swedish fish there.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Swedish. He goes, yeah, I ate some Swedish fish, had a drink of like Gatorade or whatever, and then I ran down the canyon. I'm like, oh my gosh, they've been doing Swedish fish there for 50 years.
I'm a big fan.
Yep.
I don't eat a lot of candy, but if I did, I would rock some Swedish fish.
Speaking of fish, the White Pine 50.
Yeah.
Back to where
Full circle.
Full circle. So Michael Brahman, he's done the Hurt 100. He's top 10 Snow Peaks 50.
Mm-hmm.
He did 24-hour Bear 100.
Yeah.
I like that time.
Yeah.
4th place at Snow Peaks 50. So this dude is winning it. I'm picking him to win it.
With the 24-hour Bear.
A 4th place at Snow Peaks?
Yeah. And he's got a great coach.
He's got a great coach in Trevor.
Trevor's going to, he's got experience. Bring him home.
Rumor has it.
Let's roll with Michael. He's got a great first name.
Great
to
first
win
name.
it. To win it all.
Rumor has it Michael might be stopping to do some fishing.
That's okay.
So we're going
to get paid.
Gotta get paid.
He's got to be able to afford Trevor.
Yep, true. Expensive, high-end coaching.
Uh-huh.
So our podium, Michael Brahman, Philip Lapointe, Brian Fox.
Yep. I like it.
Those are fast dudes.
We're not going to be wrong. We are dialed.
A couple guys to watch out for. Jeff Galloway, local guy. He's done Berries and Wasatch, done Speed Goat, done all that stuff. I've seen him on the trails multiple times. He runs all the same stuff right around here.
Yep.
Kevin Rowe, also done all those same races.
He's a top 10 guy.
Yep.
If he's in a race, he's going to be top 10.
He'll be right there.
Yeah. He's going to be someone to watch. Kevin Rowe, for sure.
Quick shout out to our boy, Stephen Hugh. Stephen Hugh. I want to say Hugh because it's like Houston. H-O-U. Hugh.
2-time DC Peaks guy?
Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
Yes. Two-timer. The old two-timer.
Speaking of, we need to come up with something for...
Our 5-timers?
If you do 5 times.
Well, it's next year. We'll have something by next year.
We're going to have to think on that.
The DC Peaks tag.
Very original. We give him a fish.
Yes. tagged. All right, the women's podium. I think the women's race, I don't want to say one's more interesting than the other, but I kind of like the women's race a little bit more in this event. Just because I think I know the names. I like the competitiveness of some of these runners.
Speaking of DC Peaks.
Nicole Rasmussen.
Yeah. You want to hear a story about Nicole?
I do.
First year, DC Peaks, snows out. On that year, there was no new section from Mueller Park going over to Wild Rose.
Oh, yes.
So you would go up to Rudy's Flat and then take the Dude Trail over to Tunnel Springs Park that way. The Dude Trail is not that great. It's not as good as the new trail by any means. And there was a section where it's like pretty steep, maybe like 30 feet, slippery. I hated it. Mm-hmm. You're like, it's fine. They're going to be fine. And I'm like, no, it's not fine, dude. They're like 45 miles into this race, and it is slippery. And there's going to be people in the dark, and it sucks. So I went over there. I packed in some equipment, and I built some stairs. I had a little shovel.
Mick's stairway to dude.
Ladder.
Mick's
It was
ladder.
hard work, dude, and I built some stairs.
I refused to go. I'm like, no.
You did, and I went over.
I'm not going.
I built these stairs, and they were amazing. They were great.
How long did they last, Mick?
That's the story. I built them for one person. Nicole.
And they lasted one day.
So she finished the DC Peaks 50. I don't know if she went back later that day or the next morning or whatever it was, but when we saw her at our finish line,
Sunday.
Yeah, a little powwow we had. She went and finished our race. And she came over and she told me that those stairs that I made were awesome. She's the only person that used them.
Ever.
And then the rain came and washed them out. They're gone. So I literally packed up a shovel and built some stairs for Nicole.
Nicole, you're welcome.
I got you. So you know we're picking her. She's fast too, by the way.
Yeah. She podiumed our race the next year.
So we're picking her to podium this race.
Rufa, 4th place White Pine in 2021. So it's second year. She's top 10 lots of stuff. She's awesome.
She is awesome.
And she's cool. And she's local to that area, I believe.
Yeah, she's good friends with Cody.
Yep.
Helps out with the bear. I saw her up there last year.
Okay. Who else do we like? We like Kennedy Yost, 7th place female in the Scout Mountain 50K this year already. 6th place female Dead Horse 50 miler last year.
The one that's interesting is her 3rd place podium finish at Tusher's.
Yes.
That's interesting.
That was last year.
Yeah, dude.
That's something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like her a lot.
Yep.
And Rebecca Rose. We see her name a lot. Why do you think we see her name so much?
Do you have any idea what Rebecca Rose's Bear 100 time is?
She's done Bear a bunch of times. Podiumed and top 10.
Podium in 25 and a half hours. That's fast.
Yep.
Watch out.
So that is our podium.
Yeah.
Nicole Rasmussen, Kennedy Yost, Rebecca Rose.
Yeah.
Unanimously between Mick and Jake.
Mm-hmm.
We are going with Nicole to win it.
Come on. Of course.
Do you know who holds the course record? Probably not. I will tell you. Because I didn't know. I had to look it up.
Why didn't you know?
Because I don't know.
Okay.
I know lots of things. I just didn't know
Who's
this
the most?
Kat McClure with a 9:36 in 2021.
Okay.
The 3 fastest times, female-wise, was in 2021. Kat McClure, Mindy Kaufman, Darcy Murphy.
Was it a weather thing? Was it just a stacked field, or was it a different route?
But what's interesting is the 4th place female that year and the 5th fastest time ever at the White Pine 50, Nicole Rasmussen. So, yeah, she took 4th that year, but that time is very fast. 5th fastest time of all time at a 10:25.
Okay.
So, a 10-hour wins that race this year.
Unless that was a different route.
Sure. But that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Molly Gross. What do you know about her?
OG. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
She raced like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and she was knocking out podiums.
Yeah.
In her early 30s.
Wasatch 100.
She was like
top
30,
10.
31, 32.
Yeah.
And I don't know her, but I'm going to say she took 10 years off and probably has like 4 kids.
That's the timing works.
Maybe 3, maybe 2. I don't know. I don't know her. I'm just like, well, if you take 10 years off of ultra sign up.
She got an 8-hour speed goat.
Wow.
She still have that in her?
At 42? I don't care. I'd love to see her go sub 11 this weekend at the White Pine 50.
Okay, we're watching Molly.
Yep.
I'm cheering her on.
Yep. I'd love to see her crack into our podium.
I want to know why she took that time off.
We'll have her on next.
Okay.
Okay. We'll call Molly and get her in here.
Okay.
We got daycare if she got kids, whatever. Bring the kids. Yep.
Okay.
That was a lot.
Hey,
Yeah.
are they showing this race live?
I highly doubt it.
I wish more people would do that so I could watch it.
Yeah. Or hold on. I was gonna say why don't we go up to it, but are we just gonna skip over the fact that you have a race this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Are you still planning on
Yeah,
racing?
going.
Mid-Mountain 50K, Mick Garrison. Watch out.
Let's go.
Mid-Mountain 50K.
Do you know
Okay.
why? Do you know why I'm doing this race?
Because you said you were going to do a race this year.
Sure.
Live on our show. You committed to me.
I am, but it was my favorite. I think I really like Logan Peak, but I think it's my favorite marathon that I've ever run.
When it was a marathon.
Yes, and now it's a 50K. I mean, it's different. Like we ran Boston together. That was a really fun marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that same thing?
Same thing.
I had more.
Samesies.
Look, for all different reasons, the Boston Marathon was amazing.
Yep.
Different reasons, though. As far as just the route and running and the mountains and all of, like, the Mid-Mountain Marathon was my favorite that I've ever done. And now it's a 50K.
The Mid-Mountain Trail in Park City might be the best continuous 25 miles of single track in the entire state of Utah.
It's so great, dude. You remember when I ran it the first time, I like hit you up? Maybe you were in prison.
Whoa. That was offensive.
Offensive?
I took that very offensively.
Well,
Would you tone it back?
maybe you were in the slammer.
There we go.
And I was like, dude, I found a race that you have to do. You
I
have to
think
do this.
I
You
think
would
you're right.
crush it.
You have been telling me that for about
You and
8
I
or 10 years.
just went up one day and ran this race.
Yeah, we didn't sign up or pay.
No, it wasn't even during August. We just went and did it.
You know what it was? It was August.
Oh, actually, it
and
was probably.
they didn't have the race because of COVID. So we just went up and followed the signs and ran it.
Yeah,
We
but
didn't
we
race. We just ran.
weren't even planning on the signs being there. Like we were meeting some people up in Park City. I'm like, let's go run this.
And
so
we
we
did the
went
whole
up
thing.
and we're like, oh, well, thank you. This is great. All the course markings were still there. Thank you, Park City.
Thank you, HOA lady, for not taking
Yeah.
them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's I love Park City. I love the Mid Mountain Trail. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. I want to do it.
So you and I went and ran it. You have been telling me that for a long time. Because that rolly kind of
Yeah,
fast,
it's fun, dude.
little climbs you run and the downhills.
Yeah, this is a race where you run every step of it.
Yep, that would suit probably some of my strengths. as a
Yeah, you
runner.
would crush it.
So what is your goal time, Mick?
I don't have one.
Stop lying to me.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go have fun.
What do you think you'll finish it in? I know you're not like racing. You're just going out to have fun.
I don't know. What do you think? 6 hours?
6:30. I think 6 is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not racing. You're just going out and running.
Uh-huh.
Great.
Yeah. Whatever. I'll just go, and if I feel good, I'll just roll. And I haven't run long distance for a while, so
Since you went with me and Killian on the out to
Okay,
Brighton
as
Loop.
hard as that was, I had so much fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
There was a time where I like pulled away from trail running because just I wasn't enjoying it, right?
Yep.
And now I'm like, no, it's fun. It's beautiful up here. So that's why I'm like, let's go do this.
I'm very proud of you already.
Yeah.
Just a little tear.
Let's go.
I'm proud. What time does the race start?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
So noon. Maybe I'll venture up there.
Jen's going.
Okay.
High noon.
High noon.
Ends at the
Olympic
yeah.
Village? Olympic Park? What's it called?
By
Olympic
the
whatever.
ski jump. You can just head over to Rob's Trail.
We are familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just head on over to Rob's Trail.
And dip on down into the Olympic-ness.
Yep.
Okay. One last thing, and we'll close out. You had an idea last week that has been on my mind since last Tuesday of things that must go that you weren't fully committed to, which was the early start. And I noticed in my research of the Leadville 100, which we can't even talk about because we don't know the runners, they start at 4 a.m.
Okay.
That's the face I wanted to see.
They really are trying to beat the heat.
4 a.m.?
Is it an August race? Is that why?
I guess.
Yeah, that's why.
But it's an out and back. So you're not like beating,
No, they want you to get an extra 2 hours of running.
before the sun comes up, you start cooking?
Yeah.
I guess. But wouldn't it be the same 24-hour cycle if you
but then
started
you
at...
end again. If you're a 24-hour guy, you end again in the dark, where it's cooler.
So, but if you start at 4 p.m., you still got to go the whole 24 hours. You're going to hit the sun later.
I think that you would be more time in the sun at 4 p.m.
Okay. Like a day and a half, yeah, maybe. Okay. Anyway, found that interesting.
Yeah, is that what it... you want to know what the main thing is that I don't like about the later start?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that you are awake. Say you were awake for 8 hours before the race started. And then you ran for 26 hours.
Okay.
Now you're awake for those 26 hours plus the 8 that you were waiting. So it's more sleep
Deprivation.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't love that part. That part, I'm just like, I don't know how to get around that.
So what we're saying is we're still thinking it all the way through.
Yeah. I mean, you could compromise and do a 10 a.m. start.
Okay. We're on to it. We're thinking.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Just somewhere to have the winners finish in the light. That's all I'm saying.
Just tell them run faster. Works for Jim.
Yeah.
Farber.
I'll leave the course markings in.
Fine.
People didn't like that pick of mine. They were like angry with me.
Yeah.
They're missing the spirit of what I was talking about.
Good.
Anyway.
I like the controversy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we covered our Olympic draft. We covered Leadville, kind of. We covered Bigfoot, and we covered White Pine 50. All things running and Olympics today.
Yep.
This has been fun. Thank you to DC Peaks. Thank you to Rockstar. Thank you for listening. Click on over to our YouTube and watch us. Mick's got his Next Aid Station shirt on. So do I. Got the Next Aid Station hat on. We're all swagged out here on the Next Aid Station. See you next time.